Good morning, gamers. This is our daily look at all the new gaming news for today in under 10 minutes. And I'm Greylock, your host. And today is Friday, March 3rd. It's Friday. Awesome, man. If you're like me and you work hard all week, you really look forward to the weekends. And today just happens to be, according to checkiday.com, Dress in Blue Day, as well as Employee Appreciation Day. And if you appreciate your employees, don't do what the guy's doing in the picture and set up a meeting for 2:30 on Friday. That would be a bad idea. If you truly appreciate your employees. In any case, happy Friday again. Let's see what happened this day in gaming. 14 years ago on the PC, Freelancer was released. I actually have a copy here I picked up for a couple bucks on sale years and years ago. Um, if we look at what else, let's see what else came out here. On the PC 8 years ago, Empire Total War. And on the Xbox 360, Halo Wars. And on the PSP, Fantasy Star Portable. Let's see. What else came out? Just looking down the list here, you can see this all if you're watching on YouTube. And you can see everything here at GameFAQs.com. Let's throw out one more here. No, there's nothing else I really like. So let's move on to our first news story. Now, today is Switch Day, right? Nintendo Switch comes out on March 3rd, and that's what today is. And so we have a lot of Switch stories here. The first one is that today, with the day one patch, you cannot transfer your saved games out of the internal memory to your SD card. So hopefully that is something they're going to fix. But right now, if you have two Switches and you want to move your saved games between the two of them, nobody knows how to do that. Their save games are stuck internally on the internal memory. Now, the good news is the interface allows you to move pictures and other things between the two interfaces. I'm sorry, between the two memory. If you have an SD card and between the two of them, no problem. But not saved games. So very interesting there. Um, there's also some question on whether or not this sync issue with the Joy-Con is fixed with the day one update. So some people say it's better, some people say it's the same. So we'll keep an eye on that. You don't want your controller to unsync while you're playing, right? So that's a problem. Next, another thing, again, this is almost like a pre-release in a sense where it doesn't seem like the Nintendo Switch has all the bells and whistles, much like the Xbox did it and the PlayStation did it when they came out. But to get a friend, to make friends on the Switch, you have to use the friend codes like on the older Wii series, and that's kind of cumbersome. Man, I just can't talk today. That's cumbersome to have to use I think it's a 12-digit or 16-digit number to actually make friends with somebody. Now, they say in the future you'll be able to use the Nintendo ID, but day one, that's what you're stuck with if you want to make friends. Some good news. GameSpot.com has reviewed Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch and on the Wii U, and they give it a 10 out of 10. So if that is the game that you wanted for the Switch, I mean, they just can't say enough good about it. It's beautiful. It's open world. It's a lot of rarity, a lot of perplexing puzzles, surprisingly human NPCs. I mean, they just go on and on. So, GameSpot is typically pretty tough on games. And for them to give Zelda a 10, that means it's probably really, really good. So check that out. That's good news for anybody picking up their Switch today intent on playing Zelda. Skylanders, on the other hand, let's see what they say about the update for the Switch here. This is over at IGN.com, and they updated their review. And they said it says it's really the same as the previous version, the 2016 version. It says the one advantage is the built-in NFC reader doesn't require you to have that external portal to lug around with you, so that's great. But besides that, they said, yeah, still a marginal game, like a 7.0 game. So, but if you love it, who cares what they say, right? If you're having fun with it, that's the good thing. Another kind of Nintendo-related story, not related to the Switch at all, but Pokemon Go is introducing trading in the future, but it'll only be with people who are nearby. And I think that makes a lot of sense. They say, why allow people to trade over the internet hundreds of miles away? That kind of breaks the whole immersion, right? So they're going to limit the trading to whoever's nearby you, whoever's close by. So I actually think that's a cool idea to keep the immersion going. Um, Also, and I love this. I love it when there's enough hate and ugliness in the nightly news, which is why I don't watch the nightly news. So I love stories like this where, in interviewing they call him the Xbox boss, Phil Spencer. He said some really nice things about the Switch. He said they have done some really great and innovative work with the Switch. He says he's a big fan of Nintendo. He says they have a great relationship with Nintendo, and he says he's really impressed with the Switch. So I like that. There's no reason for nastiness in gaming. All right. Another story here. I know GTA 5 is so popular, and IGN has a story about um, the coming stunts update for GTA Online in GTA 5. And they're adding all kinds of new vehicles. Let's see, 13 new vehicles, 16 new stunt races, and other stuff. So all very cool stuff for um, GTA 5 and GTA Online. And it looks like it was announced yesterday on the 2nd. And they don't say here when it's going to come out, but very cool. So if you're a GTA 5 player, you may want to check that out. Next, I know Overwatch is a hugely popular game out there, even though I don't have it. But they announced yesterday that there's a new character coming, Orisa. Looks like a mech. And this new player, this new character, has a primary weapon that's a fusion driver, which is like an automatic projectile cannon. And she also has a graviton charge. And she has a fortify ability. So if you're into um, Overwatch, these probably mean a lot of things to you. And you can see this whole story along with some videos over at IGN.com. Next, 4 new games added to Xbox One backwards compatibility. This story's over at GameSpot.com, and let's take a look at what we got here. Dead Rising 2, Case Zero, Dead Rising 2, Case West, Meet the Robinsons, and Cars 2, the video game. Nothing that's really interesting for me, but if you're a Dead Rising fan or Cars 2 fan, that's cool. Cool for you. Now, I want to wrap up here with a couple of stories about VR. I've said before that there are a bunch of new VR headsets coming out. It's not just going to be Oculus and Vive, right? So here we see a story about LG showing off their VR headset at, I think it was, what was it here? GDC 2017. And this headset's unique in a couple of ways. First of all, it has better resolution than the existing headsets. It's based on the Steam VR uh, uh, code, I guess, for positioning, for tracking. And it has the ability. First of all, it has a camera on the front, so that they can enable the ability to see outside of your headset if you need to make sure you weren't going to trip on something, or if somebody came in the room, you needed to talk to them. As well as the front of it flips up. While you can keep the headset all strapped to your head, but the front with the display can flip up. So if you want to grab a drink or take a breather or maybe do an email, try to connect up with somebody on your PC, you can just flip the headset right up, which is cool because I have an Oculus. You cannot do that. You have pretty much take the whole thing off. You can try to balance it on your head, but it seems to just keep slipping down. So I thought that was cool, and we should see more and more VR headsets coming out. And then finally here, Microsoft revealed that at GDC that they are, they were showing off a developer edition of an Acer mixed reality headset. And so it looks like this is kind of between a VR headset and a kind of like a HoloLens headset. So this unit has 2 cameras in the front. It looks really cool. And they said some of the things they said here were that it's higher resolution than what's on the market today, but also that it's going to work on Windows 10 and Xbox Scorpio. So I thought that was very interesting. First time we've seen anybody talk about VR support for Scorpio. Now, of course, my hope is that I'll be able to plug in my Oculus Rift right into the Scorpio. But who knows? That might not happen. So if you enjoyed the show, please like it, subscribe to it, share it with your friends. You also can support us at patreon.com/goodgame. And here are all the people already supporting us. Thank you all very much for your support. And happy Friday, everybody. That's the end of the show. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. And until next time, peace.